A light blue background with a dark blue oval in the center with text within it. At the top, bold white text says Empower to Rise 2021. Under that, in orange, a Rising Flame Fellowship for Youth with Disabilities. Below that, in white again, launch event on 13th August. On the right of the text is a majestic phoenix bird emerging from flames in orange, red, and yellow at the bottom. Aditi Shah, Data and Applied Scientist at Microsoft.
Hello, I'm Aditi. Thank you so much, Rising Flame, for inviting me today to share my story with this amazing group of youth with disabilities. I want to share my journey of becoming a techie. And this journey starts long back, right when I was a kid. I used to be very fascinated by this little machine called the computer, and I would spend hours and hours trying to learn new technologies or trying to create animations using Flash and so on. And obviously, I wanted to become a successful computer professional when I grew up. However, this very feasible looking dream was shattered because of a turning point in my life. When I was 11, I was diagnosed with a degenerative eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which rendered me totally blind by the age of 15. I could no longer read or write. I could no longer access computers. I could no longer do pretty much everything that I was able to do when I was sighted. However, after a brief period of self indulgence, I realized that there's nothing I can do about changing this situation. So, why not adapt to it? I started to equip myself with assistive technology available for the visually impaired. The major one being a screen reading software. A screen reading software is a computer program that converts anything that comes on the computer screen visually to speech or braille so that a blind person could access it in the same way like any other person does by seeing the screen. In fact, it was my exposure to this assistive technology that really bolstered my belief of becoming a successful software professional. I thought that, you know, it's because of this assistive technology that I'm able to access computers independently. It means that tomorrow, if I get a job in this field, I would also be independent in performing my duties at work. I also thought that by being in technology, I would be able to innovate more solutions which would transform the lives of many other people with the power of technology, just the way this technology is helping me today. And hence, I decided to pursue my journey of becoming a software engineer. This journey wasn't a bed of roses either. I completed my class 10 with flying colors. And when I approached different coaching institutes to prepare me for pursuing my studies in class 11, 12 in the science stream, nobody would accept me. Nobody could believe that a blind student could study math and science. As a result, I had to take a step back. I pursued commerce in my class 11 and 12. And again, I ended up at the top of my class. I was amongst the top three in the Mumbai district as well. Because I did well in mathematics in class 12, I was accepted into the Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology program at the University of Mumbai. Again, this was a path less traveled. No blind student before me had ever pursued a STEM degree at the University of Mumbai, which meant that there was no accessible study material available for me. My family and I had to spend hours and hours scanning all my textbooks, fixing the OCR errors, typing out all the hard copy notes, just so that I could read what I had to study. I ended up spending 80% of my time just making the study material accessible, and only 20% of my time went into actually preparing for the exams. However, strength lies in fighting against all the odds and yet achieving the peak. I topped all the semesters at college, and I also stood fourth at the university level at the end of the program. I also went on to pursue my master's in information technology in a similar way. However, when it came to finding employment, I again faced a lot of skepticism. All the top IT companies that came on campus to place students wouldn't even allow me to sit for interviews just because they'd never seen a blind programmer in their life. As a result, again, I had to take a different path. I started my career at a tech startup in Mumbai, which basically built a data center security solution. I worked there for about 5 years, starting as a software engineer, and when I quit in 2018, I was leading the whole product development over there. Like they say that there's a silver lining to every dark cloud. My work with this startup got me interested in cybersecurity, and I decided to pursue it as a specialization in my career. I applied to top cybersecurity programs in the United States, and I was finally accepted to the Georgia Institute of Technology Masters in Cybersecurity program. And hence, in August 2018, I moved to the United States. My journey in the United States was very different than in India. In India, I had a lot of family support. Here, I had nobody to read out my books. I had nobody to help me get to my classes. And hence, this became more of a journey of independence. The university support kicked in and they provided me accommodations like mobility training to learn my routes using a white cane to all the buildings where my classes would be conducted. They also gave me pick up and drop facility from my housing to the college campus. The cherry on the cake was that all the study material in the United States is electronic by default, and most of the exams are also conducted on the computer. Hence, I was no longer constrained by the abilities of my scribe, and my performance in the exam reflected exactly what I knew. I graduated from Georgia Tech with a 4.0 GPA and lots of self confidence. After graduating in December 2019, I started working at Microsoft as a data and applied scientist, and I continue to work over there. I work with their security response team where I build machine learning and AI based solutions to help Microsoft fight all the bad hackers and make the world more digitally safe and secure. To my journey, what I can say is that do not hesitate to dream big. Dream as big as you can, however improbable, impossible the realization of that dream looks to you right now. And after you dream big, do not hesitate to take that first step towards your goal. Had I not taken the first step of moving out of India and coming to a faraway country where I barely knew anybody, I wouldn't have realized my dream of working as a software engineer at a big tech giant like Microsoft. So, dream big, do not hesitate to take the first step, do not hesitate to get out of your comfort zone, and remember that nothing is impossible. You just have to find a different way to do it. Thank you so much for inviting me again, and all the best to everybody for your future.
Empower to Rise 2021 by Rising Flame. Rising Flame's social media links as follows: website risingflame.org, Twitter Rising Flame Now, Instagram risingflame_now, Facebook Rising Flame Now.